So we're back here, episode 11. Is that why you wore the happily miserable JE11 shirt? Because this is the 11th episode.
I just grabbed the hoodie out of my closet.
It was clean. You know, this actually is like one of my workout hoodies, and it's full of Brody / Winovich hair. Not Winovich hair. You want me to name Brody Winnow?
Yeah, you named it Brady instead.
No, Brody. No, Brody, get it right, Brody.
If you look up a definition of the name Brody, it's
as
for
long as
people.
he's not. Oh, he's eating foam. Yeah. Bro, stop that.
It's for people that love Tom Brady but don't want to admit it, so they named
I do love Tom Brady, even though I got in a little bit of hot water. They asked Tom Brady this week a question about his head coach because I said that he should be fired. I said that, listen, they asked me on Get Up on Friday morning. They said, we're going to ask you to gift some. It was like a gift, like holiday season. Gift somebody something. It was basically like gift Ezekiel Elliott better hands so he doesn't fumble 6 times this season. So I was in my head, I'm like, I'll gift Tom Brady a head coach. Little did I know that it was going to turn into a question that they asked Tom after a game that they just lost.
Pissed.
And he got a little bit angry, but it's okay. I talked to some people that are close with him, and it's fine. It wasn't a big deal. It's fine. I don't care. Is Tom paying my bills? No, he's not.
But you're not going to get pajamas now for Christmas.
No, I don't care about the Under Armour copper-infused pajamas that help you sleep better.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't. I already have a pair. It doesn't bother me. But yeah, all I said was Bruce Arians hasn't changed the offense at all. Tom's dropping bass and getting that's all BS because Bruce Arians looks like the type of guy who might throw somebody under the bus that he's been doing all season. Well, I don't know. The receivers are open. I don't know what the quarterback's looking at. I must have a hard time reading the coverages. Okay. How about every quarterback that has ever been in Bruce Arians' system has been hit more than ever in their career when they're under him in his system.
Ben Roethlisberger was out like every other season.
But Tom decided to go to Tampa, so you can't look. He decided I'm going to Tampa Bay to be the quarterback. He knew that Bruce was the coach. He knew the offense that he was going to get into.
Didn't Arians have that reputation before anyway?
Yes.
So it's
not a shock. I think the biggest thing that I say new coach because you should take Tom, and I said this when Tom went there, you take Tom and you know that you have a quarterback that takes care of the football, well, not recently, dink and dunk, intermediate passes, not going to throw the ball super deep down the field a lot, and you try to maximize what he has left. Instead, you're that coach that says it's my way or the highway. I'm gonna smash this square peg in a round hole, and I'm gonna make sure that this thing goes my way because I'm the coach, and you do what I say. I have made all these decisions throughout my career. I don't know, what is he, a one-time Super Bowl champ? I don't know. He's not
Arians?
Maybe 2.
Maybe
but not
2.
As
a head coach, though.
No, just an OC.
Yeah,
but I think that's the problem I have is when you are a coach, you're supposed to maximize the potential of what you have. And when you have Tom Brady, you try and maximize what he has left in the tank. That's not dropping back 7 steps, hitting his back foot and throwing a deep ball, getting hit a million times a game. We know that. I mean, we'd see Tom here when he'd just be getting hit a lot. It was over. We played the Super Bowl in 2012. What happened? The Giants got after Tom. He started the game with a safety because he felt pressure. Nobody talks about that. That one hurt.
He doesn't like pressure up the middle.
No, not at all.
And
he likes to step up in the pocket. He's not going to bail out because he's not fast enough. So what I said, I felt is accurate. We'll see if this season falls apart. I'm telling you, Tom Brady has more weight than Bruce Arians.
Yeah, I mean,
they're not going to get rid of Tom. He's got $25 million guaranteed to him. They're not getting rid of him. When you pay someone 2 years, $50 million, 2 years, $50 million, and Bruce Arians making what, 6?
Yeah, but I don't think Tampa wants to get rid of him. I think that he's going to force his way out of Tampa. I think Tom Brady plays for one of 2 teams next year: the San Francisco 49ers.
I don't think it's going to happen.
Or this is going to be a shocker: the New England Patriots.
Oh, because Bill and Tom both realized that
they needed
each other to come back, and I don't know if that'll happen. If it did happen,
they have the cap space,
it would be think about how crazy people would be if Tom came back. How nuts it would be! Absolutely crazy.
The Patriots are
Julian
like
would come out.
team
Julian
now.
would be so happy. He'd come out with "Please come back" or "Tom's back" T-shirts, JE11 +12.
equals forever.
Equals another Super Bowl, something crazy. But
I'm telling you, it makes sense though. Like he's definitely seeing it, right? And I think he's also seeing too that I don't think Tom's really going to do well with star receivers. You look at like Mike Evans.
Yeah,
right?
he does better with guys that are just like the gunners,
But
the
they'll
gunners of the
follow
world,
him.
which I like Gunner.
Yeah.
By the way, he runs.
I don't.
He gets
but-
crushed.
Yeah, I know. But
Every time I see him get hit, I'm
he
like,
jumps
whoa.
every time.
He gets killed.
But the younger receivers, they listen to Brady and all that.
Yeah.
Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, they're not going to listen to him.
No, because they're paid.
Yeah, but then I mean,
Hey, what's that song? Wait till I get my money
Yeah.
right. You can't tell me nothing, right?
that's exactly what it is, though.
I had a dream. I went
Did
and
you see the
died and
stats,
gone
though?
to heaven. What?
Did you see Brady's stats before and after Antonio Brown on the team?
Yeah, it's bad.
He was a 66% passer completion percentage, 2,100 yards, 20 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Since Brown joined, he's down to 59% completions, 766 yards, 5 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. But he's like targeted. But I think the part of that though is Antonio will run those intermediate routes, and Brady's not a 7-step drop quarterback, throw to 40 yards down the field, which is what kind of Mike Evans, Chris Godwin type.
What's
receiver.
Brody eating right there? Anything? That's all right. He can eat the bottle.
It has stuff in it.
Oh well, we don't
You
need
want-
any.
you wanna
We
need
don't
some
need any
Mountain Dew?
Mountain Dew in the puppy. Yeah. So I mean, it'll be interesting moving forward for the rest of the season. They're on their bye this week.
Yeah.
Which is good. Let them rest up a little bit. And we'll see what happens.
Do you think they're going to make the playoffs?
I think they'll make the playoffs.
They have an easy schedule, but I think they're going to lose to Atlanta twice.
No way. Twice? Not going to happen. Not going to happen. Did you see them recently?
Who?
They look good.
Atlanta?
Yeah, they look good, and then they just look terrible. They look good, then they look
Atlanta's
terrible.
got a good team, though. I mean,
yeah,
on
but they're
offense.
not going to beat them. They're not going to beat them twice.
We'll see on the picks. That'll segue us into picks this week.
Picks.
I think.
We're doing picks early this week.
Yeah.
We're going to change it up.
We still don't even have anything from last week since
There's
we're
still
shooting
a
today,
game.
Wednesday.
There's a game. We shoot on Wednesdays. We're
Yep.
doing this.
There's a game today in
Yep.
3 hours.
And I
or
picked
5
the
hours.
Ravens, which is, I mean, come on,
So we're
their
gonna
whole
be tied.
team. Their whole team is out. So I thought they'd have a chance to upset them if everything was normal. That didn't happen. They have COVID. Everyone has COVID. So they're going to have to play on Wednesday at 3 o'clock, which is weird that there's a game today. I'd totally
5
forgot.
hours of a game.
Yeah, there's a game. So we will see what happens. I think that
makes
I will
zero
end.
sense.
I was up 1 going into this matchup. I think we'll tie this week.
Yep. All right, we'll see what there's going to be this week. You get first game up. I'll move the Patriots game to the end.
Okay.
Saints Falcons.
Saints. I like Taysom.
I'm going to go Falcons on this one.
Going Falcons.
Falcons. Taysom.
Really?
I don't think Taysom's that good. He did.
He's tough to. He's hard to prepare for because he can run. He
The
can
problem
throw.
I think with the Saints with Taysom though is that they're not going to score a lot of points. And I think that the Falcons can come out and score 30. If the Falcons
Not
score
on the
30,
Saints defense though.
but if
I think
if
the
the
Saints
Falcons
defense
score
is one
over
of the best.
28 points, they win.
I don't think they win. Saints win. They're rolling.
Okay. Falcons, Lions, Bears.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. My guy Matty P's gone. They fired him. They gave him the door. They said
that was probably
the bar is closed.
It was like 10 games too late.
Yeah, that's bad. But
Stafford's having a good season.
he'll be
this
back
season.
here this year. Watch
Wouldn't
him
you
be
like
back.
to have Stafford as the quarterback
Yeah,
this year? For
I would.
Patriots?
I would. He'd be better than 9 for 18.
Yeah, I know.
And we'll get into that game.
Yeah. All right, so who are you taking? Lions or Bears?
I'm going Bears.
I'll go Bears too.
Da Bears.
Oh boy, 2 8-3 teams here.
Ooh,
Browns, Titans.
Titans. Browns are pretenders.
Yeah. Bengals, Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Yeah. If Burrow was playing, I'd probably take the Bengals. But I'm gonna take the Dolphins. Jaguars, Vikings.
Vikings.
Vikings. Raiders, Jets. Holy crap, it's a bunch of bad games, huh?
Jets.
You're picking the Jets?
Yes.
Okay, I'll take the
The
Raiders.
Raiders scored 6 points last week. I think the Jets are going to get off of the winless season against. Is it in Vegas?
No, it's in New Jersey.
Yep.
Yeah,
Jets
going
win.
Jets. I'm gonna go Raiders. I think Carr's gonna have his mascara on and all that stuff.
I'm telling you, I think
He's
the
gonna
Jets
listen
can do it.
to My Chemical Romance before the game, get all pumped up, ready to go. All right, you got Colts, Texans.
Colts. I mean, I like the Texans because their offense, but they just lost Will Fuller for 6 games because he PED'd.
Yeah, no, I actually think before, if they had Will Fuller, I'd take the Texans. But
yeah,
Colts. Rams, Cardinals.
Rams, Cardinals. We'll get into the Cardinals game against the Patriots, but I have an issue with Kyler Murray. I feel like he is a big baby, and he looks like a baby. Like he literally looks like a big baby.
He's like 5'10".
No, but I'm saying his face and his facial expressions. Like, he's hurt. He's either hurt, A, or B, a big pouty baby.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Cardinals.
Okay, yeah. You're going Cardinals. You're gonna lose.
Giants,
Seahawks. You going Giants? You going Danny Dimes with the torn hamstring?
I think that's the problem, right?
Yep.
Like if he was healthy, I'd take the Giants here because I think Seattle's a pretender. I mean, you watch them.
Now
against
their defense
the Eagles.
is a pretender, but their offense is very potent. Metcalf,
with Metcalf,
Russell.
But I'll take the Seahawks on that game. Eagles, Packers.
Packers, killing it.
This is going to be an interesting.
Show me that top thing.
Broncos,
Thank you.
Chiefs.
We're doing like this is.
Your babysitting.
Bang. Come here. Hey, don't eat wires. Eat this. You want to come see everyone? Here. You can see how big he is now. Come here. Hey, Bubba. There he is.
Look at him.
Whoa, don't eat that. Don't eat that. He's getting big. But you know what's funny? I've had to give him like 6 baths because he just gets in everything. And he's a lot smaller when he's wet. The hair is like a puffball, you know?
He's hair.
All right, what's the next one?
Broncos, Chiefs.
I'm going this isn't even a freaking question. Chiefs. Chiefs are really good.
Yeah, I'm going to go Chiefs. Even though the Broncos played them well the last
They have no quarterback.
I think they have there'll be a lot of start quarterbacks this
That's
week.
true.
But, Chiefs are good.
Yep.
Steelers football team.
Against not even a team with a name. I'm going Steelers.
Yeah, I'm going Steelers. Well, Washington is tied for first place.
I know. In
at 4-7.
Awful division.
Bills 49ers.
Is Bills at 49ers? Ooh. I'm going to go with the Bills because the 49ers don't even have a place to practice right now. With this COVID rules, Santa Clara, they can't play in their stadium.
Which makes
no
zero
facilities.
sense.
You can't rehab. It's so stupid.
Well,
gosh, what are you talking about? Like, no events, no sporting events. I get like no fans, but if everyone is doing the protocols and testing negative and they're being smart and nobody has COVID, why everybody else is playing playing their games? Why would you ban everything in just one county?
Well,
but guess what?
The crazy thing with it though is that NFL teams have better testing and better protocols than hospitals do.
So Seattle is the only team to have no COVID positives from start to finish, from start to right now, not even finishing, and they had a violation for masks. But they've had nothing going on. And you think about testing every day. You're going into a place where every single person's tested every single day.
Yeah.
It's the safest place you could possibly
That's what I mean.
be.
I don't know if there's a safer place to be than on an NFL team right now. With how much are these teams investing into all their protocols and testing and all that stuff? It's got to be
absolutely
millions and millions of dollars.
Ridiculous. So they don't have a place. So this is the craziest part. They are going from a place that has less COVID than Arizona, where they're going to practice and stay in a hotel for 2 weeks, that has more cases and more risk in Arizona.
Yeah, it's nuts. I mean, I don't.
Like, if you're gonna do that, if they had no contact in Santa Clara or whatever county they're in, I would say, okay, well, if you guys are gonna test this much, you guys go into the hotel close to the stadium, do 2 weeks there. Go to your hotel, practice, play your games. That's it. In your bubble.
It's still stupid. They can go home. I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
So they're going to lose.
It's dumb. But I'm going to take the 49ers.
Okay.
Two things. I mean, Patriots need the Bills to lose, and then 49ers looked good last week. Cowboys, Ravens.
Ravens.
I mean, Cowboys stink. I mean, I think if there was 29 other teams playing the Ravens, I'd probably take them, after what they're going through right now. But I will take the Ravens because they're terrible. And then we have Patriots Chargers in L.A.
I'm going Patriots on this one. The Chargers, Anthony Lynn, he's not a
Just looked over. I can't see his head.
Yeah, he's digging in something. He fell asleep last time he was here.
Yeah, he passed out over there.
I'm going Patriots just because I feel like the Chargers, they just don't, they make mistakes. Last week, they had a close game with Buffalo. Just coaching decisions, bad coaching decisions at key points in the game cost them that football game. So, and I don't know about the health of the quarterback and Herbert. I don't know if he's going to be available. So we'll see, but I think the Patriots are going to run the football. The defense against Arizona looked to kind of figure a little toughness out and stopping the run and confidence and stopping Kyler Murray. They have the best secondary in the league in my eyes. So I think the Patriots will take that the tough part about this is they got to go cross country. Then they're staying.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Play Thursday.
Then they play Thursday. So that's like a pretty quick turnaround, and then you play the Rams.
It's your best case scenario, though, to play Sunday and Thursday. It's your best case scenario.
Yeah, because you don't want to come back. You don't want to have the time there.
Yeah. Because if you played like Sunday and Sunday, it's very tough to get the players
we've done that. 1 year we played I think we played San Diego. No, we played Denver. Then we played the Chargers when they were in San Diego. And we went to Denver, finished that game, went to San Diego, stayed there the week, practiced there all week, beat San Diego, then came home.
Yeah.
Those are good non-COVID times. It was a good trip because you have some time to be with your teammates. You go do things together.
I think it's going to be a good down the stretch run where they are together. They're starting to. You can take more time putting game plans together and all that. I'm definitely taking the Patriots in it. I think Anthony Lynn is probably the coach that should be fired. I think over all the other coaches.
No,
I mean,
with what
they have a good, talented team.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think Herbert's good. I mean, I'd like to have
good.
Herbert.
Rookie, but like the rookie wall might be hitting right now. Me and Chandler would always talk about the rookie wall. We'd see somebody start out the season all excited, happy, smiling a lot, and then like week 12, they're like sitting in their locker, like just blank face, like not really having any expression, and we'd look at each other, rookie wall, and we'd just start laughing because it's really tough when you go from a college season to a pro season with the pressure involved and everything that you have to do. Even with this year is so different.
Yeah,
everything is so different this year.
Is so much harder for rookies.
So harder for everybody. Yeah. So he might be hitting that rookie wall, but
I think the Patriots going to game plan. I liked what I saw out of the defensive line. Between Lawrence Guy and Adam Butler. I mean, Adam Butler had his career game. Lawrence Guy played well. I mean, they played those tough downs, stopping those fourth and ones, and short yardage and all that. And the secondary is coming back together. It seems like they
look good.
They've
always been. Together. I mean, they're a great secondary, a lot of experience. Some holding calls there last week that they need to clean up a little bit.
Yeah.
Gave Arizona some life, but
they got to clean that up big time. But,
no, I feel confident that. Now the only question mark is can the Patriots, when they need to, and I've said this all year, throw the football when they need to throw the football. Cam was, 9 for 18?
Yeah, but you look all
for
of
like
his
84 yards?
All of his good games this year where they're passing down the field, they've lost.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, it's all the games that he hasn't thrown well.
I think there was a stat line, like the last person to have like a 23 QBR and win was like Sanchez or something.
Yeah, it was Mark Sanchez.
Oh, man.
I mean, that team had a great defense,
yeah.
that Jets team. But I just don't understand the play calling. I mean, the other thing, too, is Cam's so terrified with the blitz, and the blitz pickup hasn't been good. The running backs haven't picked up the blitz good. I mean, I think James White talked about it after the game. He missed 2 pickups.
If you put me in pads right now, any running back, I will beat a running back. I will beat a running back. When you're a linebacker or a pass rusher or a D-end or a tackle, and you see that line open up and you see a running back sitting there coming up and stopping and shuffling his feet, excited. You go into it and he's about 5'8", about 190, 210 pounds. You're like, hell yes, I'm about to get a sack right now. So you hit him, shed him, bop, bop, give him a little this, a little that, a little rip, and you get a sack or you hit the quarterback. So they need to figure out, let's not put James on so many blitzing backs. James is a great football player. But let's maybe put a stouter person in there. Like if hey, this is a deep play action pass. Let's put our biggest, best blocking running back in the game that's a little bit more stout, that we feel more confident can make those blocks. I think James is great at picking up stuff. I know he knows offense really well. He's great. He's a great football player. But if I'm going to do a deep play action pass, I'll put a tight end in there to come and stop them because they're not doing anything except blocking. So, looking forward, the Patriots, for me, they need to run the football. Yeah. Run the football. It doesn't look sexy. It doesn't look good.
On first down, why aren't you always running the ball? Where you're ripping off 4 or 5 yards a carry, why aren't you running the ball? You take a lot of pressure off Cam if you can get to 2nd and 5, 2nd and 6, 3rd and 2. I mean, because then the defenses don't know what to do, right? Because if they're going to send pressure up the middle on like a 3rd and 2, he's going to be able to get to the outside, pick up the first down. He's more comfortable with it. But like these where you're going first down, throw it down the field. Where he's not really completing any passes, and then we're 2nd and 10. Then they run the ball for 4 yards, and it's 3rd and 6. He needs to be in those like 3rd and 2s, 3rd and 3s. That's where he's going to live.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw the stat though. The Patriots, I think is what it is. They have the longest average yard drives among any team this year,
but the least amount of points. Or not least, so like 25th in points or something like that.
Can't finish a drive.
So that's
but they're
big
moving
problem.
the football though.
Yeah, they're moving the ball, but at the end of the day, how do you win? You got to score.
Yeah.
You got to score.
But I don't know why they've got away from letting Cam run though. I mean, like that Miami
attrition,
game,
they don't want them to get beat up. But at this point, you just got to run. At this point,
you're 5 and 6.
You got to run
them. You have to win out.
So do you think?
Yeah,
no, they have to win out. They have to win out, which will be really, really tough to win out.
But he becomes so dangerous though when he's going to run the ball 10, 12, 13 times.
Yep.
I mean, it's dangerous. I mean, look at that.
It's really hard. It's hard to as a defender. I know this when you're running back and you're back and your quarterback and all those guys that are in the backfield. You don't know who's got the ball, who's going to get the ball. Is it the quarterback that's going to keep it? Is he going to give it? Is he going to boot? Is he going to off the boot? Everyone's covered, so he pulls it down and runs for first down. Like those quarterbacks are the hardest to play against. And we're going to dive into Arizona right now, but okay. I think Kyler Murray was hurt because
he's an AC.
Yeah, but it's not even the AC. Like there's something when he did one of the plays where he ran out of bounds. It looked like he kind of like gimped a little bit. And if it's, I think it was 4th and 2 or 3rd and 2, and at the end of the game, and they had to get a first down to extend it, and if they would have done that, I think the game would have been the last drive.
Yeah.
And it was a read option play, and it was Kyler Murray with the wide side of the field and John Simon, that was the outside linebacker, and then nobody out there. So you've seen all the highlights of him doing his like skip step and then like the little quick feet going, and then he gets to the sideline and he runs for first down. Like, I like John Simon, I do, but I'm going to take Kyler Murray in a foot race because the guy runs a 4.3. So if I'm him and I do that read and I see
do that against like every defender in the NFL.
every defender, like, hey, it's me and a linebacker or a D end. I'm just going to pull it, and I might have to run back 5 yards, but I'll still get that corner and run for 2. So on that particular play, I'm like, why is he giving? He's giving. And then there was another point in that game where it was 3rd and 10. He scrambled up the middle. He could have gotten the first down, but he slid for like a 4th and 3. He could have like put his head down, went and got it, but he's so little. Like he might be like, I can't take the contact. I don't want to get hurt.
Though. That's the problem. He got hurt the week before with the AC joint.
Yeah,
and I just think he's at the point now going like, I can't survive this. That was the thing is when Arizona picked him. The thing I thought about right away was, is he going to be able to survive in the NFL? I mean, he's 5'8", 5'9", like 160 pounds. Can he take it? Can he take these massive hits?
Well, in today's game, have you seen some of these calls? There's no hitting going on.
Yeah, but
think about that punt return.
Yeah, I know.
They give a crackback block penalty, take a score off the board, which was 4 points because the Patriots couldn't score there.
The game was over for the Patriots there, though. If that's a touchdown, the game's over.
Yeah, but they have to kick a field goal because they basically the refs took 4 points off the board from a block where the guy, you could read Bill's lips. He's like, he was going to make the tackle. He was gaining to go make the tackle.
Oh, if Jennings didn't make that block, he's tackling him.
Yeah, he's tackling him. So he comes back, hits him, doesn't hit him in the head, hits him with a shoulder to shoulder. The guy braces for it. He even braces for it, gets knocked back. They throw a flag.
Yeah.
End of the game, Cam on the sideline. I know they're trying to protect quarterbacks, but actually it was like helmet to helmet.
It was helmet to helmet.
But they didn't call helmet to helmet. They called personal foul.
But they didn't say what it was. They didn't say it was a late hit.
So was it helmet to helmet?
Foul. I mean, it was helmet to helmet technically.
But was it out of bounds?
It definitely wasn't out of bounds. No.
So they're trying to protect the quarterbacks.
Was helmet to helmet, which you can't really.
Some of these plays like that, like the thing that gets me just it just bothers me and it gets me crazy when the offensive guy has the ball. I think I text you, and he puts his head down.
Yeah,
he does this, and then the defender gets hit, and the defender hits him in the helmet, and it says leading with the crown. Who led with their crown first? The running back or the receiver got the ball and saw the guy coming and put his head down to hit the guy, and the guy's coming in, and they hit heads.
I get the helmet-to-helmet thing if somebody's standing up
tall.
Yeah,
if you're like this, right, and you get it like that, and you're like,
yeah, but if you dip your head, you're out.
You're out because both guys are putting their heads down to protect themselves.
It's the same thing as a quarterback sliding. If he slides, you can't hit him, right? But if he dives, you can hit him.
Exactly.
It's the same concept.
So we played the Eagles, and we were playing Vince Young once, and I was coming in for a sack, and he saw me, and what he did is like quarterbacks, like the Tom Brady, when they see someone coming, what do? They duck. Like he put his head down, and I was coming like this with my hands low. He ducked his face right into my hand. Like I couldn't move my hand. I got a PI, for freaking grabbing his face. I didn't grab his face mask. Hands to the face or something.
Well, it's because if you just hit a helmet of a quarterback,
not a PI. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. But if you just hit a quarterback's helmet like this, it's.
Did you see the Chiefs? Do you think he was Chiefs versus the Bucks?
Yeah.
So the Bucks
when Frank Clark or whatever.
Frank Clark hit Tom like twice in the head.
Yeah.
It looked like,
but he hit him
purpose.
with like.
But the first time was like this. The second time was like up like that.
Yeah, the second time was.
It looked like he was doing it on purpose. Because the Chiefs, Pat Mahomes had somebody hit him in the head, and then he called for it. Yeah. It was JPP on a 3rd and 10.
Yeah.
Actually, it might have been. It was an interception. He threw an interception on the play. They took the interception off. Then they gave him a first down. But he came in and he hit him like here. Yeah. And then the first thing the quarterback does is turn around and go.
Yeah, I get if you push like a quarterback's helmet like head.
But
up.
if you're coming to match the hand.
Yeah, but if you're coming in like you hit a quarterback like this, like
that's
how you protect. You're not protecting a quarterback. I mean, they didn't get hurt. You hit him with an open hand.
I don't know. I mean, I could slap the shit out of you. You'd probably pass out
with a helmet on.
Yeah,
I don't know,
dude. A head slap with a helmet on is fierce. Like I'm talking like if you put a helmet on and I get you're stunned. You're stunned because the helmet. Listen, I'm telling you,
a
helmet.
Thing is, though, you're not going to try to do that because if you're swiping
if
like
I'm
that, you're
running.
going to
If I'm running and I do this to your head, like pow with my palm, like you got a helmet on, it doesn't. Those helmets, everyone's like, oh, you got a helmet on. A helmet will rattle your brain out. Like if you get hit with a palm, just like how they ban head slaps because dudes used to roll up quarters in their hands and just knock dudes out with a head slap. Head slaps are serious. That's like I would do one-on-ones against Sebastian Vollmer. Sebastian used to bench like 450 something was like his max. He used to put like 4 plates on and do it for like 10 times. Insane. The dude would cast up his hands. So he had bad wrists. He'd put casts here and here, tape it up. Both his hands and the power that he was 320 pounds with casts on, would pop, step back, and punch you right in the face. Like he would punch you right in the face because as you're rushing, I'm 6'2", I'm low, and he's 6'8". He would punch down on you and hit you in the head and just stun you. You'd be like, huh? What happened? I don't know. Like he had a lot of hands to the face, and I took a lot of hands to the face. I'd be in the shower. Listen to this. Don't be like, what? I'd be in the shower, and I'd get in, and I'd be like, man, I'm burning. I'm burning all over my hands, my arms, my neck. It would look like very fine little razor, like little cuts everywhere. And it was because his gloves, he would put all the casts on. He would leave the Velcro undone. So he would just leave his straps. And that was from him punching. The Velcro would just take my skin off. Yeah. I'm like, I'd say, Seabass, can you freaking Velcro your gloves up, please, for me? Because I look like I've been attacked by a cheetah or something, because his punch was so strong. But anyway, now he's 220 and I could beat his ass.
Yeah, but I'm talking about like
that's right.
They call a hit to the quarterback's head like when you see like a defender's like fingers glance off the helmet.
Listen, the game right now is soft.
Yeah.
The game is so soft.
They just proved it with
They're
that
changing the game.
Jennings block there.
The game, I get it. The head trauma, like I get it. In 20 years, I'll be drooling on myself. But anyway, they're changing the game. They're making it a lot softer. You can't no peel back blocks. You can't hit the quarterback. You can't drop weight. You can't drop your weight on a quarterback, which sounds crazy. You remember the Clay Matthews hit where he literally like rolled off and they still flagged him for it. So if you're a quarterback, you can play to your 45 now. Aaron Rodgers, he can play forever because he's not going to get hit. He's not getting killed like he used. They used to in the 80s and the 90s. They used to, like, you watch some of those highlights, they would abuse quarterbacks. They used to dump them on their heads.
Well, they would try to hit them in the knees and stuff like that.
They would blow their knees out.
Like Theismann them.
Like, just bad stuff. So I understand you got to protect your investment, but the game with how they're calling some of these, like, helmet to helmet, it's changing the outcome of the game. Yeah. Just like that crap. If the Patriots would have lost this game, say Arizona kicks the field goal, they make the field goal, they go up 3 points, you drive down, it doesn't work. You lose by 3, you would have won by 1 point because they would have had to score instead of kick a field goal because you would have up 4 points at that point.
Yeah, that crackback block, that was
so bad.
What else is he going to do? Like,
they want you just to shield them. So they want you to just
but then the defender's going to get run over and get hurt.
Yeah,
I mean, you got a guy coming full speed.
They don't
right?
care. They don't
if you
care.
Just kind of like go like
obviously,
this.
It's an offensive. Like that was a special teams play, but they want offenses to put up points. They want defenses to just give up points because at the end of the day, what sells? High flying, high octane offense. The Chiefs scorned the cheetah. You know, everything that the Chiefs do,
200 yards
the league wants that. They want to see an 800-yard game by the Chiefs versus the Bucs. They want that.
They want like a 72 to 67
They want that.
game.
They want that. They don't want like 10-6.
Yeah.
Like, they don't want that.
But that's football,
boring.
though.
That's football.
Yeah.
That's what I love. I'm defense. I love defense.
Yeah.
If you can hold a team to 6 points, hell yeah, good job.
Yeah.
But they want a lot of points. They want illegal contact. The Patriots created that because the Patriots, what they used to do is get up on the line of scrimmage, jam you up, mess you up. Patriots, Colts. When the Colts and the Rams had that crazy offense,
that's how they beat the Rams.
Bill would just say, "Hey, let's get up there, let's jam them." Then they said, "Okay, after 5 yards, you can't hit anybody." So then a few years back, they say, "Okay, we're going to increase these defensive holding penalties because we just got to help these offenses out. It's getting too one-sided for the defense." So you look at everything that they've done; it's to help the offense, to help score points. So. You know, hitting the quarterback, you can't hit him too hard. Yeah. And the hardest thing in the world, honestly, the hardest thing to do is after a 12, 13-play drive, you stop a team, it's 3rd and long, you just want to get off the field, you're dead because you just played 13, 14 snaps in a row. You get in your 3rd down pass rush stance, you get off, you do a great move, the best one you got, you get to the quarterback, and you get a flag. Holding, defensive holding, 1st down, roughing the passer, whatever. You get up, you look at the flag. Oh man, where's the oxygen? You know.
Yeah. No, I mean some of them you get. Like I do get the Cam Newton play at the end there. I mean he did lead upwards towards his helmet.
Yeah,
Cam wasn't.
I want to know
down.
if it was personal foul, helmet to helmet. I get that.
That's why they didn't say anything though. They just called personal foul. They didn't say helmet to helmet or late hit out of bounds. They didn't say any of that. I mean it wasn't a late hit out of bounds. I mean it wasn't unless. I don't know if does the rule mean if like you're almost out of bounds.
Doesn't
clearly like I don't know.
The rule is stupid because if you're playing Cam Newton, you need to make sure he's out of bounds because these quarterbacks are getting savvy. They get to the sideline. What do? They go up for 5 more yards. You're like, oh no, I thought you were going out of bounds. Yeah. Oh no, I was still in.
But the thing is though. That play as the defender, he made a stupid play though, going at his helmet because he could just push him out.
This is the thing that if I was coaching a defense now. I'm not a coach right now. I would never say this, but if I was, I'd say, look, all right, all these helmet to helmets, let's go out here, let's flamingo these dudes. Flamingo hits. That's you know what a flamingo looks like when they're standing and you hit somebody in the knee like that, it goes the wrong way.
Yeah,
I'd rather get knocked out than have a season over.
Well, I know, but then you're going to run into the thing of you're taking guys.
No, you're not taking them out. You're just trying to get them down without getting penalties. So
I know.
How do you get them down?
You're going to have more like ACL tears, MCL tears, and all that.
They want the game to be changed, so not getting hit in the head. Well, go in there and take his knees out. Make sure that he doesn't want to because you can't. They used to be able to enforce. You used to be able to say. all right, I don't want to run that slant because John Lynch is freaking going to take me out.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to run that slant. Ray Lewis is going to baptize me.
You get the alligator arms.
Yeah, so you would literally have the fear in guys to run in the middle. You would say that defensively back 10 years ago, like, hey, don't make him, if he runs that at crosser, make sure he feels it. Okay, I'm going to make him feel it. Well, now, okay, well, he's coming. Do I grab him on the side? Like, how do I hit him? Like, you see these defenders are hurting themselves too. They're trying to, they're putting their shoulders into it. I get no helmet to helmet. I get it. It's not great.
Yeah.
But when the receiver does this and puts his head down and you're coming in and you hit him in the head and the helmet and you get a flag, it's like, okay.
Yeah,
okay, what do I do?
Just...
Like, oh, I'm going to tag him down, and then he's going to run away from me for a touchdown.
Yeah, and then my coach is going to kill me.
I'm going to say, all right, well, hit him from the kneecap and like hips to the kneecap. Try and like make sure he doesn't.
The crazy thing though is on that Jennings crackback, you could see like he thought about it, right? Because it looked like he was going to unload on him, and then he kind of like just lowered his shoulder a little bit.
He just did the shoulder thing,
he just kinda,
the actual guy that was going to go make the tackle braced.
Yeah,
and turned and hit him, and then just. Boom.
But he didn't even take a step towards the other end zone or anything. He just.
No, he planted and just gave him one of those.
Through his shoulder. Like, I get that because you can't put all your weight forward, but he didn't. I mean, he could have killed the guy. He could have just kept
I've seen
going.
guys get killed.
Yeah.
Now you can't do that. They used to have trap blocks. They used to have. So I'll demonstrate with this great Castle Island beer. So they would bring two guys. This is like kickoff. I was R3. So this say like your tackle. This is a quick lesson on kickoff return. Okay. So you have your tackle guard and there's a triangle back here. So this is what I would be looking at as an R3. I would read these two guys. If this guy goes in, my eyes go out because there's somebody coming from here. If these two guys come out, then I'm looking to make sure that nothing's coming this way. So what they used to do, is they would bring the double team to like the 4, right? And then as you're coming, the 4, they would take this guy and they try and hide. They hide behind this double team. They get real small and sneaky. And here's the 5 coming to kill this guy. And he would literally come down. His eyes are here. He sees the double team on the 4. I'm the 3. I see this guy come in. I got to look in to make sure the wedge isn't coming for me. And this guy would come scot-free. Yum! And just helmet to helmet, yard sale, chin strap mouthpiece, guys sleeping, smelling salts, get them out. Time for one.
Yeah.
Time for one. But that's what they would do, and they banned all that stuff now. So you can't do the trap blocks. You can't do the – I mean, when I was a rookie, I would have to literally – they would say, hey, Rob, I want you to run down, and if your tackle goes in, the 4-man wedge, there's 4 guys locking arms, big – we played Dallas in the preseason my rookie year at Jackson State. In Jackson, Mississippi. We played them at night.
With the Saints?
Yeah, with the Saints. And my first kickoff, John Bonamigo was like, Ninko, you're the wedge breaker. You run down there as fast as you can with your hair on fire, and you hit somebody on that wedge, and you knock them out. And I'm like, well, they're going to knock me out because they're 350 pounds each. Dallas was known to put the biggest backup guys they had on that wedge. They'd all link arms, arm in arm. You can't do that anymore. So a guy would hold his arm like this, another guy link up. Yeah. 4 guys, a wall of dudes just like coming full speed, and you're supposed to hit one of them in the middle and just take them all down. Yeah. It's like, I don't know if that's good for a long-term decision here for my health. I was never like a torpedo guy. I would always come down and like stutter my feet and like stop and then look for a hole and like try and jump through it, and they'd be yelling at me like, "What are you doing?" The white guy is supposed to be the crazy one that doesn't stop his feet and knock somebody out. I'm like, I don't know, it might knock me out though. It might not be a great thing for me. And I go down there first game, I'm running down, I see the wedge, and I'm like, John, hey. Here's my helmet. You go do that. You want to hit that wedge? Like I'm not doing that. I tried, but I'm not going to like not stop my feet. And then they banned that big 4-man wedge. You can't link arms anymore. Yeah. So it helps. They've helped the game in some aspects.
Well, kickoff returns were like that's where like all
you used to get killed. Or punt. I was on punt team my whole career. I was on punt my whole career. So you're running down on punt team, the ball's there, and it's a left return. You're coming here, and this when these guys, they come around this way. So I was on a return team, too, early in my career because at the end I was too slow. You got to be fast to do that. So what you do is you engage with the punt team guys. They're blocking you. If you have a left return, you let them go, and you know that the returner's coming this way. They don't know where the returner's going. You let them go. You circle around, and you find a guy. And as that returner's coming, you just find somebody that's not looking, and as they're coming, they just go sleep. Yeah. And now you can't do that, which I think that's a good thing.
That's correct.
That's the correct thing. Because when I was on punt team, I was smart enough to know, I knew, okay, we're punting the ball left. If they have if we go left and they go left, we got a big field here. I'm not running down stupid here. I'd have my head on a swivel, and I was going on defense. So I'd be like, all right, well, we have gunners here. We got Matt Slater. He's going to make a fair catch anyway. So I wouldn't run down like crazy. I was almost like an extra safety at the end there. I wasn't trying. I got KO'd in the Seattle game by a freaking fullback going down. Ball was on the right sideline to our sideline. I'm going to make the tackle, and the dude just ear-holed me. And I was like, well, I guess I don't know what's going on right now.
Castle Island's good beer.
It is good. Oh, that is good. Castle Island. How would you say that? Fiver? Fiver. Hazy India Pale Ale. It's
you
really
ever been
good.
to Castle Island?
South
Boston.
Mm-hmm. No, I've been to the one in Norwood.
No. The Castle Island is a place in Boston.
Oh, no, I've never been to Castle Island.
It's a fort.
I thought you were saying
Boston.
I would like to go. I thought you were saying the actual brewery. I had an event there with Boston Private one time. It's cool.
Yeah, the Castle Island it's like a fort in South Boston. They have this little shack right next to it. It's called Sullivan's. They have the best hot dog and clams ever.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm not a huge clam guy.
Backed up for
not a
miles.
Clam guy.
Why?
What are those things that they have the little thingy? What is that? It looks like a clam, but
mussel?
No, it's not a mussel. It's like something here in New England. It's it's got like a horn coming out of it or something, and you got to take the skin off of it. What's that called? You don't know what that is?
No.
It looks like a clam. It looks like it's.
Is it a mussel?
No, it's not a mussel. It's got it looks like a tongue or a wiener coming out of it. I don't know what it is.
I don't know what the hell you're eating.
Come on, I gotta look it up. Types of New England. We're gonna have to edit this one. Hold on.
I don't think we need to.
New England. I gotta figure it out. Types. Steamers. Is it a steamer?
Could be a steamer. Yeah.
Steamers. No, what is this? New England steamers? Images.
Like this.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
You didn't know. What is that? What is that?
It's a steamer.
Yeah, but what is it?
Just part of it.
I don't know. So
I don't eat steamers. I don't eat
I'm not a big fan of those.
Fried clams and stuff like that.
I'll do the clams and stuff, but whatever that thing is with the thingy
scares you.
No, it's just they're full of sand and it's almost like you're eating the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, that's why I don't really like clams. Or, not like oysters or anything.
See, I like oysters. I like a good. I like a northern cold water oyster. My wife's family, they're oyster farmers, so they own 5,000 acres of oyster beds in
here,
Louisiana.
Oh, okay.
So a Louisiana oyster is different than a northern cold water oyster. They're actually, I like them better. Down there, they're kind of BP-ish. BP oil spillish. It's not funny, but that's I just feel like anything in the Gulf, I don't know how many trillions gallons of oil were dumped into the Gulf with that BP oil spill. But any shrimp, fish, oysters, that had to all go somewhere. They put a chemical dispersed thing on the water.
Gumbo, it's all.
I made gumbo the other day. It was actually really good.
Yeah, gumbo's good.
Yeah.
Get some Louisiana gumbo. Good stuff.
Ugh. I can't do the steamers though. I was at an event too, and they're like, yeah, I have a steamer. I was like, was that an eraser? What is that thing? That thing is terrible. But yeah, so when I think about like the way the game has evolved, it's a good thing to protect guys. And we know the head trauma stuff's bad. We know it's not good for you long term, but you have to still keep the essence of the game.
Yeah.
And you can't get rid. Yeah, like you can't. It's like if they were to say, okay, well, you can't knock somebody out in boxing. It's like, well, isn't that the name of like boxing? Is you punch a guy in the head until
it's like that too. It's like, or you can't throw a curveball in baseball because it's just it's devastating to hitters. Like
so,
you're taking a fundamental piece of the game out.
You can't like football. I get it. They're trying to make it a safe. I think that they're doing this because they understand long term. If my generation, the generation before me that's older, if things get really bad, then they're going to lose a ton of revenue. They're going to lose because they're going to lose the middle class, the high class, the guys that the parents that are like, you're not playing football. You're not playing football. Like it's no way. You always have the lower class because they don't know. Like they're like, yeah, well, we need to get out. You need to get out. You need to do whatever it takes. So the middle class, upper class, like anyone that understands head trauma, they're gonna be like, no, you can't do that. So they have to do something to help the game out.
Yeah,
but you can't do too much.
Yeah,
you can't change it drastically.
Taking the helmet out. Like of just players targeting people's helmets and trying to knock somebody out. You got to take that out. But kind of the rest stuff you can't do. But the NFL seems to do things different for each team or each thing. I mean, like let's take the virus right now. The Broncos couldn't get a game delayed 2 days, so they had to
Ravens. Yeah, on the flip side.
Yeah, but then the Ravens get it delayed 5 days, and they keep getting it delayed.
Contenders or a team that brings in that matchup brings up a lot of revenue, so they want them to be loaded.
I know, but look at the Patriots-Chiefs game.
Yeah, they had to
fly the same day, come back the same day, and instead the NFL
they're not giving the Patriots any favor. They're not doing the Patriots anything.
But if you use that concept, you'd rather see Hoyer versus Mahomes instead of Newton versus Mahomes, and just put that game off a week.
I honestly, I think the league is probably happy to see the Patriots not be what they were, so they could change it up. They want to see a healthy Lamar versus the Steelers, a healthy Pat Mahomes against the Patriots that are down a starting. They want to see those new young faces be the face of the league.
If Pat Mahomes tested positive for
they would push back the game.
They would have pushed the game back 3 weeks if they needed to.
They would do whatever
just
it takes
to make sure that he's not missing a game. It sucks because they talk about they're caring right now about player safety. Is it really safe to put a guy that was just stocking shelves at a grocery store in a quarterback for the Broncos?
They don't care about player safety.
I know, but they act
don't
like
care.
They care.
They do these rule adjustments because they're trying to keep the audience engaged, knowing they're trying. Like 10 years ago, 5 years ago, you never saw a commercial of the health and safety of the game.
Yeah.
Like you see all these NFL commercials now, the future of the game, health of the game. We take the health of the game, the health of our players seriously. A player is a number, like a piece of cattle that's going through their life that eventually is going to get slaughtered, that eventually is going to go away. They want to make their money. They're going to make their money. And at the end of the day, whoever you are, player, they love you while they're making money, and then the second you're done, just like a football player, when they're done, you're not like I remember when I tore my ACL. I used to talk to the coaches. They'd say, "Hey, Rob, what's up? How you doing?" Tore my ACL, walk right past you. They don't even say hello. They don't care. Hey, how's your hey, how's the rehab? Like just on to the next. Who cares? This guy can't help me. So I don't give a shit.
Well, I think it's hilarious. It's like we care about player safety now and for the future. That's what those commercials are, right?
I don't care about anything in the future.
I didn't even know it from you because I just figured that you guys had health care for life, and you had it for 5 years after you retire.
They don't give you health care. It would have been like
care.
It would have been like $13 million per team to have lifetime benefits for all players. Vested veterans. That's not even like guys that played 2 years. It's guys that play that are vested 4+. The average career is 3. So like most guys don't even get a pension. So it was an extra like $13 million per team to have lifetime health care for these guys.
But they care about player safety. And
but
I
mean, in this new CBA thing, I was talking to one of my friends who's involved in that. I said, look at these kids don't right now. A 22-year-old, 24-year-old, 25-year-old doesn't care about a 401k.
Yeah.
They don't care about lifetime health benefits. They don't care. They don't look that far ahead.
Yeah.
Like when they're 22, 23, I remember when I was 23 years old.
Yeah,
like I didn't think about having three. I didn't think about having 3 kids and paying Cobra. Like you don't think about that stuff. But now I have 1 year left on my health care, and I'll have to go buy health care.
Which will be cheap and easy, right? Because there's like no pre-existing conditions.
Yeah, right. So there's no multiple surgeries. There's no potential head trauma. There's no,
They give me the best possible rate. Right?
Yeah, exactly. So, you have all these things that you get through your career, and if you're lucky enough to play 11 years, you get a good amount of benefits, but you don't get health care. So health care, that's going to be, I don't know, it's going to be expensive, probably $2,500 a month, maybe more.
Yeah.
So it's going to be expensive. I remember when we had the lockout, you could do Cobra. Cobra was just me and my wife at the time was like $4,000. I'm like, geez,
a month?
Yeah, it was crazy because it was through the NFL. So like
wow.
they have an account. So what they do is they do have a health and wellness account that once your insurance is up, it can pull from that account every month.
Yeah,
but then once that's gone, it's gone. So then you got to pay for it on your own. So for me, it's like, well, that could be like a knee replacement or something. That's like the
rainy day fund.
the hip knee fund if I needed it. But like a lot of guys, if you play, you're a special teams player, if you're not like a big time guy, it's hard to just be having a family, paying for your own insurance, unless you find a job. You can find something with health insurance, but like myself with the Dan O'Brien group, maybe I'll jump in, get some health care.
Yeah, sell some cars.
Which I see there's an incentive. What's the incentive for the sales? Isn't there like a fun game?
Yeah, we put out a sales contest this month for
throw Ninko in there.
Stores.
Throw Ninko in there.
Call it like the Dan O'Brien Bonanza Super Awesome Sales Event.
I think that's
$210,000 Bonanza Super Awesome Sales Event.
$210,000. So what's
$30,000 per store?
If you win
so if they win, if they hit the goals, I pay the sales manager split a $30,000 pool in each store. So 7 stores, $30,000, $210,000.
That's a nice little
yeah.
incentive there.
Well, it's a little different. We normally have a holiday party at the end of the year, a big holiday party. This year was supposed to be at Gillette and all that stuff, but then obviously now we can't really do anything. You can't meet more than like 3 people in the same household and, all this crazy stuff. So we can't do it this year, so we're going to throw that out. We're probably, hopefully, once COVID's all over, maybe in the spring, summer, we're going to do something.
We should
I was thinking about a kickball tournament.
Kickball's cool.
Yeah.
Or, better yet, because did you hear the recent news on Ninko?
No.
So I just purchased a part of 1,300 acres in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
So I will be a part of the Mom's Motorsports family. Just jumped into that motorsports deal with Joel, the owner of Mom's on Route 1. We bought a pre-existing dealer. Now it's going to be called Mom's Jericho.
I think January or something, right?
Yeah, so right now they're
have it now.
I have it now. Yeah. We're cutting all the trails. Yeah. Polaris is involved. We're getting grants to do a bunch of cool stuff with the property. But the Jericho State Park, right on the foot of the White Mountains, is about 7,000 acres of just whatever you want to do.
1,000 of them.
So we're going to use that because it abuts to it. And then we have 1,300 that will expand, that goes down to Mom's Jericho, the dealership. And then you can go from the dealer up through the trail system. We're going to put cabins. We're going to have mountain bike trails. We're going to build
a massive house up there.
I want to put a very small cabin. I want a family room. I want like when you walk into like that, what's that one movie with Del Toro and The Edge? No, not The Edge. Not The Edge. It's The Edge is with the bear. I don't know if you've ever seen The Edge.
No.
It's like Anthony Hopkins is like a rich. He's like a rich, well-to-do guy, and then they go off on like a wilderness thing, and like a grizzly bear attacks him and kills one of the guys, and then it's him and one of the Baldwin brothers, and then they're like trying to survive.
That's what you want?
No, there's no cabin in that one. That's just a grizzly bear. I don't want a grizzly bear.
Grizzly bear's up there.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, brown,
I
whatever
I want to say
brown
it's with Tommy Lee Jones and Del Toro was like he was like a special, like he made, like Tommy Lee Jones was like a trainer for the Navy SEALs, and they did like hand-to-hand combat, and he trained them to kill, and then Del Toro
I know what you're
went
talking
crazy and then like started killing hunters and was living in the
Hunted.
forest. The Hunted.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
The Hunted.
That's a good movie.
That is a good movie. It is a good movie.
I actually forgot about that. I might have to watch that.
So
soon.
like in that movie, Tommy Lee Jones is in like a cabin in the woods when they go get him.
Yeah,
and it's like just like simple. It's like a family room, a fireplace, and a bedroom. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And like a stove top.
What does the missus think about that, though?
She wants nothing to do with it. So.
Like, yeah.
She wants nothing to do with that.
So it's going to turn into like a 5,000 square foot house.
No, it's going to be 1,200 square feet. That's what I want.
4,800.
Maybe less. I don't look. I'm not the Dan O'Brien Auto Group man myself. I'm just a retired Ninko 50. Doing a little bit of side work here.
Yeah, with his own garage and 1,300 acres.
It's a rented
land.
garage. The land was a great price, by the way.
Yeah, built a house in.
I sold that.
Yeah, no, but you did though.
I sold it. Sold it.
Yeah, just like the world traveler up in like the Himalayas.
I haven't traveled much.
Nobody needs to be able to travel.
Nope, haven't traveled. You know what's funny? My wife just hit me with, should we we haven't gone anywhere in a long time. How much is a private jet? I'm like, it's like if I was to just get a small bag of money and get a little lighter fluid and douse it with jet fuel and just set it on fire.
It's only like $15,000. Just depends where you're going.
Yeah, $15,000 to literally
depends where you're going. Though.
Burn. You're burning.
Where would
cash.
you go?
I don't know. She said like I want to go to Florida. I'm like. Southwest with double mask and a shield would for $300 or whatever it would be.
You don't even need to. You know the air they say is like
yeah.
Cleaner
If they say
than,
it's
like,
cleaner, they say it's cleaner. But a private jet to me, I'm burping.
Yeah, I'm going to Miami in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, whatever the game is.
Are you going?
Yeah,
we gotta cut that burp out. That was bad.
Yeah,
we'll cut that out. Cut it out. No. So a private jet. I get it. I tell Paige all the time. I said, "Look, if you go on that, like you got to have something working where it's coming in like a lot. Because a private jet, it's like $3,500 an hour in fuel.
Yeah, plus pilot,
yeah, plus everything. So it's like if you go Chicago and back is $30,000.
Yeah, I know a lot of guys that have had their own private jets, and almost all of them, after like a year or two, they just say, "I'm not doing it because I go fly first class anywhere in the world for
it's so
$3-4 grand
compared,
and have a bed and all that stuff. So why not just do that?"
It was nice. We played Miami. I had a small blood clot in my leg, and they didn't want me to fly on a Friday, so they were like, "Fly out on Saturday." And I'm like, all right, I'll fly out on Saturday. I thought I would just jump on like a regular flight. But Kraft was like, no, you could use my smallest jet. I'm like,
which is like,
it was like a Hawker something. It was like a 1989.
Yeah, it's a nice
little super
master
sick.
quarters.
It was nice. I was like, this is your smallest. Yeah. Like this is your smallest jet.
He also does own
how much for the jet?
Boeings.
How much for the jet?
I mean,
yeah, he does.
I mean,
no, and then he's got like a G, whatever the crazy one is. You can walk around. You go to London in it. Like, oh,
that's when he goes like Israel.
Let's go to London for
Israel
lunch
trips.
and back.
Yeah. No, I mean that's private jets are just to
funny
go
story.
just to go fly one.
I'll tell you a funny story. Every year we would go to Kraft's house for like after training camp. Always a little awkward because he would have the party, like the end of camp party before the regular season started on the day of cuts.
Were you allowed to go if you got cut?
There would be guys there that would be cut that didn't know they were cut.
Would they get cut at the party?
They'd get a call at the party. Like, hey, yeah. So they used to have
pack your shit and get out.
The same day, they would have the party, like the end of camp regular season party at the end of camp, and then for you to go to that party, you had to really think like, okay,
Am I going to make it?
I'm going to make this team. So for me, I never went. I didn't go up until I signed like a contract where I'm like, well, I don't think they can cut me. They're not going to cut me because they owe me money right now. Yeah. Like
well,
they just paid me.
Contract.
They just paid me guaranteed money. Like they can't cut me right now, so I can go to this one. But there'd be somebody like swimming in the pool with like their kids and like having a good time, and then everyone's like, hey, "Did you know they cut so and so?" They're like, "Yeah, he's in the pool," and he doesn't know yet.
Security come out and say, "You got to come with us." Yet.
And then he like he like gets out of the pool. He like looks at his phone. He's like, "Hey, babe, I think we're gonna take off. We'll be back in never." So
they didn't have like security escort them out.
No, they would just cut them, and then like it's just
at least at least they could go to something though. I mean,
really awkward. But anyway, they had this boat. It was a 38-foot Edgewater triple outboard, I think it was 300s, triple 300s, and it was it had 80 hours on it. It was like a 2009, and this was probably 2014 at the time. So that's like nothing. No. Absolutely nothing.
You started up for longer than that.
And Jonathan, I'm talking to Jonathan, and we're having a discussion about the team and where we're at and how things are going. And I look at Jonathan, I'm like, hey, it's a nice boat down there. He's like, yeah, we're probably gonna, get rid of it, get a different one soon. I said, it's only got 80 hours. He's like, yeah, we're just, update. It's 2009. I said, well, hey, how about this? You give me the boat. Just give me the boat. Just give me the boat. And we'll work it out in my contract where you don't pay me the money. I'll just get the boat. And he just looked at me, and he almost like, for a second, was probably like, I think that's illegal. I don't think that's right. I don't think we can do that.
Yeah, that or I was like, well, maybe I can double the price on him.
So, yeah, or that. Or like, yeah. So he was like.
Save like $200 grand a year.
He laughed it off. He was like, oh, we can't do that. And I knew, obviously, I was joking around with him. But there's some guys that you joke with, and they know. And then there's some guys, you say a joke to, you're joking, but they kind of don't think it's a joke. Jonathan, was like, oh, I'll tell you about that boat. So they bought that boat in like 2009 when when everything was kind of in a bad spot in 2008, 2009, like when everything was down. When all that crash happened and the stock market went down, and there was a business there that went out of business, and he was like, yeah, I offered like half of what that thing was worth, and he took it. And I was like, well, how much would you want for it now? He's like, double what I paid for it. I'm like, that's why the Crafts have a lot of money, because they're smart. But it was a beautiful boat. I'm sure that's long gone now. Somebody's got a 2009 with extra low miles on.
Yeah, that Ninko wants. So give it a call.
I do. 38's a little long though. I want like 32. 38 is like.
So if somebody gave it a good price at 38, you'd be like, it's a little too big.
38, it's hard to pull with your truck. 32, you can pull on the street.
If you have a boat like that, though, it should be sitting in a marina or at the dock in the back of your house. I mean, you're not going to put it in your driveway.
That's true. What's Ninko doing with his 32-foot boat? He's backing it in his driveway. He's taking it out of the water.
Sitting there for the winter, wrapping it up yourself.
There's a point where if you go beyond a certain width, you can't tow it without having like an escort or wide, like you have to have two cars, one in front and back, oversized load with the lights. So you want something that if you had to pull it out yourself.
Yes, but that's why those boats, like they go in the oversized load, they go in the water and they don't come back out.
Yeah. Well, I didn't make enough money. Okay. Then that's a perfect example that I need to make more. If I want that, I'm kind of, like I'm fickle in certain ways. Like I like to save and like.
You'd be like some players and sell some of your rings.
Mm-mm.
Get a boat with it.
No, that's for the kids. They can. When I'm long gone, the kids can. Hey, what's this stupid ring for? Dad killed himself for it basically for like 11 years. How much can we get for it?
Yeah.
Probably 100 G's.
Pawn Star's done. Let's sell it. The show.
Sell it. No, I don't think. I got two for the boys. I should have had three for one for each kid, but lost it.
Which was was that the Eagles one?
No, I was.
Oh,
I retired. I retired.
You retired that year.
That year, I retired.
So you're the second Giants.
2012.
The second Giants.
Yeah, we should have won that game. Welker catches. Look at it's like. Hold on, I'll reenact it. That was it. It was right here. It
was a perfect pass. I mean,
all he had to do was this.
Yeah,
and then he went.
Yeah, but then he also had he had like like 25 yards to run on that too. There was nobody
No, he was
around
like
him.
on the 10. He would have scored.
Yeah, no, yeah. But I'm saying there was nobody around him for like a huge.
No, he was wide open.
Yeah. That was
Let's not talk about it. I was depressed.
No.
I'm sure he's depressed. He's been to 4.
Depressing was losing.
He's been to 5 Super Bowls and has no championships.
Really?
07, perfect season.
Yeah.
Loss. 2012,
Yeah.
loss. Broncos, loss.
No, Broncos won.
No, he was gone.
Oh, when they beat Newton?
When they played in New York and Seattle beat them and Peyton Manning
Yep.
loss. And then so he lost 3 as a player. And he lost San Fran lost in the Super Bowl as a coach, so he's lost 4 Super Bowls, which is a kick. That's a kick there.
I forgot about because he played for the Patriots too for like 10 years, didn't he?
07 to.
I wonder if he's the longest player in the Patriots to not win a Super Bowl.
Logan Mankins. Logan Mankins was drafted. Nope, drafted in 04, traded the year we won the Super Bowl in 16.
Yeah, he went to the Bucs or something like that.
Yes, right? So that sucks because Logan deserves a Super Bowl ring.
Logan Mankins. That's right, because he played in the 12 Super Bowl. He played in the 2 losses.
He played with a torn ACL.
2 torn ACLs.
Yes.
Yeah. 2.
So he's a badass.
Yeah.
And if you need firewood or you need any hay, call up Logan because he's the largest North Attleboro landowner in Massachusetts, in North Attleboro, Mass. He owns like 400 acres in North Attleboro.
Does he still live up here?
Yeah, his kids go to school.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
He's a farmer. That's all he does. He's got cattle. He's got hay.
I didn't realize. I wouldn't even have
simple.
Guessed that.
The guy's got.
I figured most players.
This guy got $30 million in the bank.
I figured you were the only one that was left in New England.
He's got $30 million in the bank, easy, and he wears Carhartt with rips. Doesn't care. Cracked hands.
Yeah.
Drives a truck that he's never washed. He bought it in 2012. Oh, my God. I'm like, Logan, you wash this thing? He's like, what's a truck? What do you wash a truck for?
Have you offered to wash it for him?
No, because he hasn't washed it in like 10 years. I mean, imagine what that thing looks like. Salt. It's rusted out. It's and, okay, so here's the thing, too.
Do you freak out a little bit?
He bought a white gas F-250 in like 2012. I'm like, why didn't you get a diesel? He's like, I didn't need a diesel. I'm like, I guess. I guess.
Didn't he spend the extra $7,800?
He bought Seymour's house. So Richard Seymour built a house in North Attleboro for like 3.5, like crazy house, huge hot tub, cold tub, sauna, steam room, like crazy basement, crazy everything. And when he left, he was like, yeah, I'll sell it for like 1.5. I don't care. He like lost half the money on the house.
Really?
And Logan bought it. Yeah, houses, but it was empty for like 2 years, so he had to do a lot of stuff to like, it had like a leak and like they didn't like turn off the water, so like a pipe broke and froze, and so they had a lot of stuff to fix on it. But he still just absolutely killed it. It's like the biggest house in the neighborhood.
That happens pretty often, though. I'm assuming.
I'm sure, yeah.
Like with big players, big time players leave because then.
Yeah, like Adelius Thomas still. So Adelius has a house he bought, nice house in North Attleboro, and Joe Judge was renting that for the last like 8 years. He still rents it. So
really?
Yeah, Adelius Thomas still owns a house here.
He was only here for like 2 years.
2 years. Made a lot of money though. They cut him. He gave him like $8 million to cut him.
Yeah. Yeah, because he was like the biggest free agent signing of Belichick's
He was
era.
a freak.
Yeah.
Like Adelius Thomas.
It's like him, Roosevelt, Colvin.
The guy, like his shoulders. Where he walked into the bus, and you can tell. Like I was a young guy, I came in here. I was trying to win that position. Like that's my job. Like I'm trying to get that job. And I see him walk on the bus. And when you look at a bus, that you walk up the bus, there's like the 2 sections where you put your luggage and stuff.
Like a thin row.
His shoulders were almost touching
each one.
He
had to like turn sideways.
And his waist was, so this dude was this big up top with a thin waist, like the strongest, biggest freak dude I've ever seen in my life. Nicest guy ever. Really nice guy. Really helped me out too. Great person. The dude was the biggest freak athlete I've ever seen. Him, Jamie Collins, those two guys, probably like the freakiest athletes. So after practice, we come in the locker room. The locker room ceiling is probably like, I want to say like 13 feet, maybe 13 feet high. And he looked at me. He was my locker mate. It was me. It was Dalius Thomas, myself, and Junior Seau. So Junior would always be in his locker. I would constantly like look at his feet because I'm like, that dude's feet are like he had like a size 14 foot, and each knuckle looked like it was broke about 10 times. Like his feet were crazy, like gnarly. I'm like, oh geez, that looks like it hurts. And his fingers were all messed up. Played a long time, but Dalius after practice, he's got no shoes on, no shoes. No shirt, like got his tub shorts on, so like he's going in the cold tub. He looks at me, he's like, how much? $100 says I can touch the ceiling. I'm like, there's no way. You can't touch that. It's like 13 feet high. No shoes? He's like, $100? I said, all right. He stood up from his chair, jumped, touched the ceiling with his palm.
Oh, just didn't fingertip it?
Yeah,
Just
no, he palmed it and looked at me and said, you owe me $100. And I was like, I looked at it. I'm like, I couldn't touch that with a ladder. Like, what the heck?
You had a 4-foot ladder.
Man, that
jumped
was
off of that.
The dude was a freak of nature. Guy was like, I always thought to myself, like, if I just had that like athletic ability with my mindset, like I would easily be in the Hall of Fame. I would run away with it. Like if you had a dude that just constantly, because they do like Adalius. Like you turn it on, he'd be like, all right, I don't want to get blocked. Not blocked, tackle. And then it's like guys that are that gifted, it's like Richard Seymour. Like if he wanted or
Clowney or
something. Is anybody that is that freak like Jamie Collins, Seymour, Dalius Thomas, who was the dude from the Tennessee Titans that stepped on that guy's head? Nobody could block him. Albert Hainsworth.
Oh, yeah, Hainsworth, yeah.
If those guys every snap were, I don't want to be blocked, couldn't block them.
Yeah.
No way. Doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah.
But then if they were like, I think I'll like get 2 sacks today. Get 2 sacks.
Yeah.
I think I'll TFL, throw the guy, TFL. It's like, man, I wish I could do that.
Yeah. Well, Gronkowski's another one of those, right?
Gronk, no, but Gronk goes hard. Like,
yeah.
Gronk's that guy.
He's a freak, though.
He's a freak.
Yeah.
He's a freak, but he doesn't know that like not 100 miles an hour. Some guys they're like, yeah, I'll go, I'll chill, I'll go.
Yeah, when he was in his prime, it was just
so Adalius Thomas was a gunner on punt team at like 6'3", 260. He was with the Ravens. They put him on punt team. He was the gunner.
Yeah,
like I've never seen. Usually a gunner is like
5'12", 5'11".
Yeah, like 210, yeah. And he's out there at 260, just running a 4.4.
Yeah,
super freak.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of those, but then it just seems like a lot of them just don't ever really amount to much.
The problem is the guy. Take for example like Julian Edelman. I'll use Julian for example. Julian, since day one, has had to fight, scratch, claw.
Yeah. He's not the fastest. He's not the.
He's had to kill every single rep. He's had to win every rep. Practice, 7-on-7, 1-on-1s, running, lifting, everything you do. Technique. So learning technique. He had to do all that stuff at a crazy high tempo. Once he got it, he was good. He relied on his technique. He relied on his skills. As you get older, you start to maybe not cut as fast. You start to lose a little bit, but you still have like the fundamentals of like how you work. The guys that are gifted, freaks, they're freak athletes. Freaks. Then you start to get a little older. Well, you don't have that. You don't have that like every rep, every single.
And when you
set.
Lose that little bit of a step,
then you don't like you can't go back and be like, oh well, I know my techniques, I know how hard I work, I
get that.
I know everything, the ins and outs of what I'm doing. It's like, oh, you lost a step, then you see it, and you're like, well, he lost a step.
Yeah.
Jeez,
it's almost like a Des Bryant, like just unbelievable, boom, and then boom, gone. Yeah,
injury.
Yeah,
because
that's
lot of
why
guys
Brady's so good for so long because
exactly.
he was never the best.
He's never the best. So then he just gradually works, and he's consistent.
Yeah,
and then a guy like that's been gifted his whole life, he gets an injury, and they don't know, like, boom, off the cliff, and then you're coming back. You're like, how do I get back to that? It's like, well, you had to have like a little bit of craziness in you. Most of the guys, like Julian's a little bit. Julian is nuts. He's nuts. I'm sure right now he's like working out. Like guys that have that, like Zach Thomas, Julian, like dudes that just Matt Slater. Like Slate is just a constant grind, and he's played 14 years now.
Yeah.
So it's like some guys have that, and then some guys are just gifted. The guys that have it play longer. The guys that are gifted play up until they can't.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
But
we're going to ask you a question for next year because I think it's a pretty important question that's been going around.
Yep.
Who do you think the quarterback for the Patriots is going to be next year?
Jimmy G. I've already said it.
I don't know about
Jimmy Garoppolo. The 49ers, they've already paid Jimmy his money. They'll have
but
an
then who's
opportunity.
going to be the quarterback for the 49ers?
I don't know. Maybe.
And is Garoppolo the best quarterback?
This is what will happen. Maybe Matt Ryan goes to the 49ers.
I think it's going to be Brady.
I don't think Brady goes there. You think so?
Why wouldn't he?
$25 million.
Yeah, but they could trade him. The 49ers could absorb the $25 million.
Yeah, I mean, if they trade
Garoppolo's like $28 million non-guaranteed against the cap right now. So
I think the next 4 games of their season and playoffs is going to determine what happens with the head coach and Tom.
I think the head coach is going to be there though because they're going to look at it long term.
He might not. He's got like purple red rosacea face. You know, he said, "Hey, win or lose, we're drinking booze." But isn't that one of his sayings? Like he looks like he's.
If you let him go, who do you hire?
Anthony Lynn.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the thing though. Is who's out there? You're gonna hire Adam Gase. You're gonna hire Matty P.
Rex Ryan.
Shut up. That would be the one. He hates Tom Brady.
He's a player. No, he would love Tom Brady. He's a player's coach. I like Rex Ryan.
No,
I would play for Rex Ryan.
I don't
he's
think
a great.
He does the same thing Arians does. He calls people out.
He's a motivator. He's a good motivator. Bruce Arians is a motivator.
No, but he calls people.
Rex Ryan can get a team. The Jets at one point were really tough to play because they believed that they could beat us. They believed that they were tough because they would come into the game and they'd be like, "We're gonna punch you in the mouth. We're gonna run the football. We're gonna freaking Sanchez won him a playoff game."
Yeah.
So Rex Ryan, I think Rex Ryan is a good coach. I think he should get another chance because I like the Ryan.
He's probably making too much money though at ESPN.
I don't know. We'll see.
The one thing that I think Brady
Rob and
stays
Rex
in
Ryan,
Tampa,
I would have played for both. I would have enjoyed to play for those guys because they have that defensive mentality of just go make plays, man.
Yeah.
Fly out, set your hair on fire, go make a play. Like hell yeah, I'll do that.
The only way I see Brady staying in Tampa is if Josh McDaniels becomes the coach.
I think Brady has more weight than Bruce because of the GM.
Who's it? Jim Litch?
Lynch was here.
Litch, yeah.
So he has a relationship with Tom. Tom, he's there because of Lynch.
You see the Joe Judge comments that he was saying about
Tom?
Brady?
No, what'd he say?
That he's a systems quarterback.
Joe Judge said that?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, systems quarterback.
Joe Judge might be a systems coach. We'll see.
I mean, he hasn't done that bad of a job with the Giants.
They suck. What are the Giants?
That's what I mean, though. But they don't have anybody. You've had your best player has been out all year. He inherited Daniel Jones.
I don't
they traded
think
up for and everything.
I like Barkley. It's Barkley, right?
Barkley. Yeah, but I think Barkley is going to be like one of those types of freaks, but just gets hurt every year.
That's it.
He's like a Clowney, right? Like every year he's out.
I call this the media hype train. Media gets a person, they hype them so much that people have a false sense of what they really are. Like Clowney. What's Clowney? Clowney's a knee injury, bone on bone. No one's going to pay Clowney. I wouldn't pay Clowney.
They just did.
Who paid him?
The Titans.
No,
paid him like
they didn't pay him.
$15 million or
That's
$18
not
million.
a lot of money for a 1-year contract for a pass rusher.
Still a lot of money.
He wanted like 100.
He hasn't played.
Yeah, he hasn't played because his knee's shot.
Yeah, no.
So he's done. His careur's over.
But I think he's more of like
he's never going to make $100 million.
But he's more of the guy you talked about, though. That
he turns it on and off.
Yeah,
100%. He'll walk on a play, backside plays away.
That's why nobody will sign him for a long term.
I wouldn't sign him.
Big time deal
because he's a.
I mean, you could sign him for like a
pick and choose
$10 million
play guy.
A year deal, like a 3-year,
if I was a coach,
$30 million.
I want every single one of my players to turn it on and play a whole game.
Yeah.
I don't want you lollygagging on the backside because you feel like you're too good to run. Like run for the football. You never know when that ball's cutting back.
So with you're saying Garoppolo's the starting quarterback of the Patriots next year. Do you think that's reality, or do you think that's just what you want?
Bill likes Jimmy G.
I know
Bill doesn't want to put in Bill.
But wouldn't
I
Bill
feel
rather have like a Matthew Stafford if he could trade for him?
He's so old though. He's 34 years old.
He's damn good. I mean,
he's a very good quarterback. He's a good quarterback.
But I feel like he's been in a shitty franchise for so long.
Yeah, he has. Bad. I think that when you look at Jimmy G though, Bill selected him, wanted him, and he was traded.
Jimmy G's like Brady. If you put him in the right, the problem is I don't think the Patriots have the right offense for him. I think they have to get like 4 or 5 pieces. Brady was good.
They have like 120 million. They should get a lot of pieces next year.
It's just tough because you have to find a tight end.
They need to find a number 1 receiver.
They need to find a number 1 receiver, but I don't think they even need that. I think they need it. I think that's one of Cam's big problems is he doesn't have that safety blanket in a tight end. Safety, that tight end's always your safety blanket, right? That can just come out and block.
Greg Olsen?
Yeah. He always had Olsen. I mean, every good quarterback always has a good tight end if you think about it, right? Mahomes has Kelsey. Jimmy G last year had Kittle. I mean, you always have a good tight end, and the thing is that Cam Newton has Ryan Izzo.
Who's that?
Yeah, but like if
Sorry.
Say he had like a Gronkowski.
Is he hurt?
Kind of in his prime.
Izzo hurt?
No, he's been playing.
He's been playing.
He's the only tight end that's been on the roster.
Yeah.
I mean, you got the Ossie and Keene that's supposedly going to be back here soon from injuries or whatever it is. But he doesn't have a tight end. They definitely need a tight end, and I don't think anybody's a free agent that's worth anything.
They're gonna have to rebuild in the draft. This is going to be they're going to have to find some talent in the draft. They've missed on a lot of guys. Harry, they've missed on.
They missed on early round picks, but they hit it home runs on the late round picks. I mean, look at the Michael Omenawi, the right tackle.
Yeah, he's good.
I mean, he's a stud.
He's good.
I mean, you look at that whole offensive line, right? It's all late picks. I mean, it's not all not.
You know who Tom
picks.
Brady is missing more than anyone? It's not Bill.
Edelman.
It's Dante Scarnecchia. That's who he's missing. O-line coach that helped him out for 20 years, kept him clean in the pocket. The 2 years he didn't because he was retired. Tom was getting killed.
Who was the one coach? Like Dave
Gugia. He's the new O-line coach for the Giants.
He's been the O-line coach on like every NFL
That's
team.
the crazy thing about the league. It's like once you're in, you're in. Because Colombo, the O-line coach for the Giants, got in a fight with Joe Judge. Physical fight in practice. So he fired him and then hired Dave Guglielmo.
I like Joe Judge, though. I think he's a good coach.
Joe. He overcoaches me. He overcoached.
You?
I like Joe Judge a lot. He's a good coach, but sometimes as a player, like for example, if I block somebody perfectly, if I do it exactly the way you want me to do it on punt team, because he was a special teams coach, I would go out there and I haven't seen a twist, a loop, a stunt that I haven't picked up. Any type of thing you can possibly do for a rush, I've done it and I've picked it up. If I go out there and you throw me out there in the game and I block it exactly the right way, do not coach me on how to do it. Don't tell me anything. Say, Ninko, good job. Not, hey, Ninkovich, you see that 3? He's going to cross your face. And then when 2 comes in there, you got to take that 3. You got to pass him to the center, and then you got to come off on 2. Yeah, didn't I do that? Yeah. Like, well, then don't tell me to do that because I just did it, and you can use that as an example. So when you do that to people, when you do that to players, they question what they just did.
Isn't Matty P the same way, though?
No, Matty's not.
No.
Joe Judge.
So you don't think Joe Judge will survive as a head coach then?
Special teams coaches have 15 minutes with their players a day. So they have to be extra coachy. So everything they do, they have to be over the top on coaching everybody up. Because Joe Judge is probably like, I'm going to tell this to him because the guy behind him might have to go in there if Rob goes down. And I want the guy behind him to do exactly what Rob's doing. So I get why they do that, but I don't like to hear that. Like he would be talking and I just put my ears. Because once you get something and you understand a concept, the worst thing you can do as a football player is to analyze what you do. When you do it correctly, you move on from it, and you know that like in your brain, it's muscle memory. I'm on punt team. where's the center going? He's to me. Okay, I'm counting from the outside. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 3. If 3 goes in and I feel the center with me, I pass 3. I look at 2. If 2 comes in, I make sure he's there. Go to 2. If they twist, it's all these rules, and that's why you like a punt will get blocked because somebody messes up. One person messes up, punt's blocked. Everyone's got to be on the same page. But if you start to overthink things, that's when you mess up because you're like, do I have that guy? Now, what did he say? I got to take. What do I do? And then someone blocks your punt, and then you look like an idiot. Yeah. So for me, I think Joe Judge is a head coach. I don't know what he's like as a head coach. He has more time to like sit there. But I do know this: any head coach this year, a new head coach, it's got to be the hardest year to be a head coach. I don't care who you are.
Yeah,
no offseason, no OTAs. No. Nobody knows your
nobody
style.
Nobody complained for this.
Nobody knew that we didn't have OTAs, mini camp, training camp. So Joe Judge comes in. They're like, what is he saying? What?
Yeah,
you know?
But I think that's why the Patriots, though, I think they're a better team than the record they have because I think that kind of screwed Belichick the most. You know,
with losing some coaching or not having the time? With
not having the time with
players. I don't buy that because he's had time now, and Cam still threw for 9 completions.
I'm not talking about Cam. I'm looking at the defense. The defense seems
the defense when you lose some guys,
you
have the defense doesn't have run. They can't stop the run.
But I know. But if you had Hightower on this defense, you win 4 more games.
That helps you, because
your record,
you don't have to have a
3
guy.
to 4 games better.
You don't. But the problem is
he's a coach on the field.
Hightower can't tell the edge guys to set an edge.
Yeah, I know. But
like he helps with. He's a piece. He's a piece to make sure the communication's in place. But
their biggest problem is middle linebacker.
Yeah, but High's not a cover guy.
I'm not talking about cover, though.
I know, but like they need to stop the run.
Against the run early, though.
Yeah, but High isn't like we could ask High right now, like, High, are you a thumper or are you like he's like a quarterback on the field.
Yeah.
So he gets everybody lined up.
That's the big thing, though.
Yeah, it is a big deal,
especially with all the rookies. You have a lot
with
of
the young guys. High would help them. Chung would help them. Having those guys opt out probably was
those are the 2 biggest.
Was a big hit. It was a big hit. Yeah. But at the end of the day, they edge guys. These guys, they gotta be more physical. They gotta set the edge. They gotta be consistent.
Winow's gotta be.
He's gotta gain 10 pounds. That's what I said all year. He's gotta be 255. He's gotta be 260.
You can't fit in a Miata then.
No,
like that Miata, you can't drive.
240. If you're 235, 240 playing on the edge, you're too light. Too light. He just needs to be 255.
So you don't think they can win out?
No, I think they could be
competitive.
You looked at the
schedule?
They're going to beat the Rams. Are they going to beat the Rams?
Yes.
Are they going to beat the Rams?
Yes, 100%.
In LA?
100%.
The Rams are really good right now. Their defense is really good.
I'm worried about.
The Rams secondary is the best secondary in the league right now. They're giving the least amount of big yardage up in the air. Their front with Alden Smith, or not Alden Smith, with Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
You have to make sure he doesn't destroy your game plan because he's an interior pass rush guy.
Well, the 2 things with it is they can lose the Rams game and probably still make the playoffs. But
they can beat.
I think the hardest game they have.
They can beat Buffalo and they can beat Miami.
But I think Miami's the hardest game they have.
I think Buffalo will be the biggest challenge.
I don't think so because I think they beat them and they're going to be in New England in that game. They'll be amped up. I think they have Josh Allen's number. I think they know how to handle these mobile quarterbacks. I think
he's not like a mobile quarterback. He's a big solid guy.
He's a rollout. He's a Mahomes. Look at the Patriots though. They've done well against the mobile type quarterbacks. The guys that roll out and stuff like that. They've played them well. All those guys haven't had the greatest of games against them and all that because I think they're designed for that. They're not designed to bull rush or anything like that. They're not like you out there, right? They're not anybody that's big enough, strong enough, and everything to get to the quarterback that's going to be in the pocket. I think he's designed the defense where it's just fast guys that can move and just keep that pocket together so these guys can't roll out.
That's true.
It's really what it is.
I think it'd be hard for them to win every game out. I think it's going to be tough for them to win out.
Well, they beat the Jets, obviously.
Yeah.
I think they beat the Chargers, obviously. So then it's Rams, Dolphins, Bills.
Rams, Dolphins, Bills. That's good. Rams are going to be a tough game.
They just have to win two of those 3 games.
You hope that a Thursday night Rams team sucks.
Yeah, and they've I don't know. I think it's good that they're out there and together, and they're going to practice a little bit better for those 5 days or 4 days, or whatever it is.
Let's see, what does Steve Gostkowski send me? Let's see. Mayo going to get a head coaching job. Yep.
What?
Mayo going to get a head coaching job?
Not yet.
I think he will.
This offseason?
He'll have an interview. I guarantee he has an interview.
But I don't think he'll get. I think it'll be a couple of years before he gets it. Where's Matty P go?
He'll maybe New York or any place where one of his.
I think he goes to New York or the Dolphins.
New York or the Dolphins.
Yeah,
I don't think
because
he'll come back here.
Flores is actually a good coach.
Yep.
Flores is going to be a really good coach. I don't see Mayo yet getting it. I think Mayo is going to leave eventually because
he'll get a head coaching job.
You have two Belichicks in front of you, right?
Yep.
You have Steve and the other one. I don't know though. I think they can win out. I think they can win this out. So, if the Patriots go 10-6 with this team, is this Bill's best ever coaching job? For a season?
Yeah.
Or if they go 9-7?
Yeah, of course. I mean, this is the most difficult year with COVID. This is no Tom Brady. This is new quarterback. You lose so many coaches. You lose so many players on defense. So, yeah, definitely. I think it's up there with one of his best.
And if they go 9-7 or 10-6, they're a legitimate Super Bowl contender next year. Legitimate.
Oh, next year? Next year
with almost $100 million in cap space and everything.
Yeah, definitely.
They'll address the linebacker position.
10-6 would be insane.
That would be. I think that almost solidifies the Brady versus Belichick argument if he goes 10-6.
I hate that. I hate that argument though.
I know
it doesn't make sense to me. The whole argument, people putting up stance of Tom Brady versus Bill. It's like Bill's never thrown a pass in his life. I know he's a great coach, but he was probably hung up by his underwear as a kid. Like he's never played football. He's a great head coach. He's very smart. He's a brilliant coach.
He played football.
Just like Matty P played at REI or whatever. Like, come on. Like a lot of these coaches, they're great coaches. They're smart. They know the ins and outs of every possible thing, but they didn't play. They loved the game, but they couldn't play. So what did they do? Let me coach. So Bill is the smartest, best coach, best
That's why
GM.
I think there's a shot of Brady going back to New England next year.
I don't think so. I think there's some.
You think it's really bad blood?
Yeah, I think there's some.
Like they'll
blood
never
there.
talk again.
It'll be interesting. I want to see.
There'll be a 30 for 30 with Tom and Bill.
I want to see
10 years.
who's at whose Hall of Fame induction.
They'll be at each other's.
Or will they speak?
I think Bill will definitely speak at Brady's. I'm not sure if Brady will speak at Bill's.
We'll see. We will see.
Bill respects, he
respects everything. Bill. This is what Bill. I will say this: Bill respects the players that he's had underneath, like that he's coached,
no matter what,
because he knows what they've given him. When he won his, I think it was the 300th game, whatever game, like put him past number 2 or something.
Landry or something like that.
Yes, one of those. I texted him. I said, "Hey, congratulations." He said back, like, without players like yourself, without you were a part of a lot of those, like I wouldn't be where I'm at today. So he's very grateful for the players that he's coached. But that one in particular, it was a weird ending. Like those guys, the way that compliments Cam and like says he's
it's a little bit.
It's a little over the top with, like, I've never seen a guy that prepares like him, that loves the game like him. It's like,
you don't think it's a big deal that Cam at the end of that game? I don't know if you saw the thing that like he just kept saying I'm sorry to McDaniels.
Yeah, that's bad.
I think it's good though that he at least but he's not being an asshole about it though. That
he's sorry.
I'm better than everybody else.
No, I mean. It's almost like I'm sorry because you let me throw the football. I threw an interception and I only completed 9 passes. I'm sorry. Like, don't take it completely out of my hands. Like,
no,
they've taken the game.
I think he was sorry because I think that he realized they should have blew the Cardinals out with what the defense did. But they should have destroyed the Cardinals.
But the defense,
they should have won by 14 points.
Yeah, but the defense let up a lot of big drives, a lot of time off the clock.
But it's the typical Patriots defense, though. Let them gain yards and stop them.
At the end of the half, the dude's half of his body was across the goal line.
Yeah, but
his legs.
But he was turned.
I don't know about that. His legs. The goal line was at his waist from the overhead.
He was turned.
I don't know about that one. They just couldn't see the ball. But good for them. They held up and they made sure he didn't score. And that was the game, basically, right there.
We've said a couple times with Adam Butler, though, like, where is Adam Butler? Where is Adam Butler? Where is Adam Butler?
Adam Butler. I hope he gets rewarded nicely because he's helped a lot of guys get paid.
he's a good player. He's an underrated player. You know, him and Lawrence Guy kind of are the two underrated players.
Definitely.
I mean, you know, they're doing what they're doing without a great edge. You know, like when you think back of the good Patriots teams, right? Like there's like you out there.
Well, I mean, just think about there was 16 years of Vrabel and me. Then you had
Seymour before
Seymour, Will Fork. You had Jarvis Green.
Ty Warren.
You had Ty Warren. You had Mike Wright.
Yeah.
You had all these big-ass DNs. Then you had outside linebackers. You had Willie McGinnis. Then you had Chandler for a good bit here. You had High, who was playing on the edge a little bit.
Yeah.
High is not like he's a more off-the-ball movement guy. But
Yeah.
you think of like edge guys.
Well, the typical Patriots team always had the front seven was always
like we brought in
the feature.
Andre Carter for that 1 year. He had a massive year. Like they've always had a good like
The front seven was
think
really
about
good.
2014. Just think about the defense. It was me, Chandler, High, Jamie, Vince, Dev, Chung, Revis, Browner, like freaking stacked.
Yeah.
We had a good defense. So it is what it is. I mean, they'll figure it out because they're smart. But
You weren't on the undefeated team, right?
No. I was in Miami on a 1-15 team, so that was really fun.
Did you ever think you were going to be going to the undefeated team at that point?
No. I remember coming to New England and being like, wow, this is really cool. Like, look at this. Look at the lighthouse. And they do this foghorn, and Tom is just throwing the ball over the field, and we really suck. This is cool. Is that Tom Brady?
Did you freak out when you met Tom Brady? When he walked up and said, "Hey, my name's Tom Brady"?
I think he had a bag on his arm like this. He was like, "Hey, babe, that's me."
You still freaked out.
I said,
didn't you?
"Oh, Tom Brady. He's got an arm on his. He's got
Did
a
you go
merce.
back and
He's got a merce on."
Did you go back and tell your wife that day, like, "I met Tom
I
Brady"?
said, Tom likes me. He knows my name. Tom knows I'm Rob. I'm just not another guy. Jag. Hey, Jag. Just another guy.
That happened, didn't it?
Yeah, Tom. You said my name. I said, Tom knows my name.
How long did it take Belichick to say your name?
First day.
Really?
Yeah, first day. I was kicking ass, taking names.
What did he say? He didn't say like,
he said this.
Hey,
this
50.
guy's been here one day, Rob. One day you've been here. This is what we were looking for. Good job. So he said. I was like, oh, cool.
How often did he
doing
get on you in a meeting?
He'd get on me a lot. He used to get on me. Brody.
Early in your career, or kind of later in your career?
Oh, my whole career he'd get on you.
Yeah.
You
But he
know.
did that with everybody, though, didn't he?
He does that, yeah. There's
It was
no.
almost worse with Tom, though, wasn't it?
I mean, he's got after Jules. He got after Wes. I mean, Wes, you're hitting it. Catch it with your body, bounce off. And we learned our lesson on that one. You know, like everybody. There's no. Nobody is safe. Nobody's safe. So, I mean, you respect that though.
It takes you to a different level.
Yeah, because
I'm kind of the same way with my business. You know, it's people don't like it because I'm hard on people. Because
you have to be though.
But I've been there and I've done that. Like I did every single position in a car dealership almost.
Yep. What is that?
And he's
spray.
going to sleep. You know, I worked my way up. Like I'm a first generation dealer. Like I'm not like a second or third or fourth and just inherit it. I worked my way up. I saved my money. I did everything. So like I demand, almost perfection.
Yeah, you want it the way you would do it.
Yeah.
So
it's tough to work for me. I think the same way it's like tough to almost work for Bill in that sense that he wants
it's not easy. It's not easy to Bill. I mean, but Bill says it. He's like, look, this is the hardest place to play in the NFL. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It's not easy being here, and that's the way it is. But at the end of the day, when you're winning, you understand it. If you're losing, I don't know. I've never been there. So these guys that are sitting at 5-6 right now, they've never been there. Did
you win the division every year you played and made the playoffs and everything?
Yep, every year.
That's right, because you weren't on the Castle team.
Nope. 09, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All division championships.
What year was the Castle team? It was
08.
Yeah.
It was the year before.
11-5 and didn't make the playoffs.
11-5.
Yeah.
But so JE11 on our 11th episode, hoodie. I think it's a wrap. I think we should wrap it on the JE11. Happily miserable. I mean, Jesus.
It's like perfect though, right, for New England?
It is perfect. Happily, it's freezing out. It's going to be cloudy. It was raining like yesterday, the other day. It was raining. I'm like, why is it so windy? Why is it raining like this? Why don't we live in Florida?
Yeah, but it hasn't actually snowed yet.
Tennessee, Nashville.
It snowed.
Did it?
Yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah. First, it snowed in Nashville, not up here.
I'm a big Tennessee guy, though. I like Tennessee a lot.
We made it back there soon with a store or something like that. I was there for 4 years.
Oh, maybe I'll be involved. 10%?
Who knows?
Who knows?
It has to. You have to put the signature on the check. That's the big thing, right, for you?
I don't have the coconuts.
Yeah, that's the big thing.
All right, well,
yeah, but we'll wrap it up.
Yep.
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, everything. We're on kind of all those platforms. So make sure to subscribe. And we're going to see you guys next week for episode 12. Maybe we'll end up at the zoo. Who knows?
Yeah, we're going.
Okay.
Next week, we're going.
Right.
Yep.
So
see you later.
Rob's going to make sure we're on the zoo.
Yep.
See you next week.
See you guys. Southwick.